This video is for a standard card transaction in chip and pin. Once the product is in the basket, the operator then presses the Go to Tender button. The operator then chooses chip and pin. The payment processing screen then appears with Start Payment. If the operator pressed chip and pin by mistake, they can press Cancel and this will close the screen and return them to the normal Cybertil screen. On the payment processing screen there is the total amount and this matches the subtotal in Cybertil. There is also the transaction type and this type is a sale transaction. The operator now presses the OK button. The customer is then prompted to insert their card at the chip and pin machine. Once it's inserted, the screen changes and it prompts the customer to enter their PIN. Payment is then authorized. And on the payment processing screen, the operator, once the transaction is complete and approved, they press OK. And the customer is then prompted by the chip and pin machine to remove their card. Once the card is removed, the payment processing screen disappears and the final receipt is printed out by the receipt printer. The operator presses OK and the tender is complete. When completing a chip and pin transaction, the receipt printer prints 3 different receipts. The first receipt to be printed is the retailer's copy of the card receipt. The second receipt to be printed is the customer's card receipt. And the final receipt to be printed is the actual transaction receipt for the customer. This short video shows operators how to process a multi-tender transaction when a customer pays by both card and cash in the same transaction. So the operator presses Go to Tender. They then select the payment method, which is cash in this instance, and then the amount they're paying by cash. And then once that's done, they press OK. The Taken Tender box appears showing how much has been taken so far, and then in the tender total field we can see the remaining amount outstanding. The operator then selects chip and pin for the remainder of the payment, and the payment processing screen appears and the operator then selects OK. This then prompts the customer to insert their card into the chip and pin machine as the insert card screen appears. Once the card is inserted, they are then prompted to enter their PIN. Once their PIN has been entered, the transaction is then authorized, and then the operator simply presses OK on the transaction complete screen and the customer is prompted to remove their card. Once the card is removed, this closes the payment processing screen and the operator simply presses OK and the transaction is then complete. This short video highlights how an operator should process a return or a refund onto a card. From the return screen, the operator chooses the appropriate reason why the goods are being returned. They then select OK. This closes the return screen and they then press Go to Tender. Please note Cybertil recognises the original transaction and how it was paid for, and in this instance we can see it was a credit card payment. The operator then selects chip and pin. The payment processing screen then appears and the operator simply presses OK to start payment. The customer is then prompted to insert their card into the chip and pin machine and they're then prompted to remove the card. The operator simply presses OK, and that completes the transaction, and it closes the payment processing screen, and then the operator simply presses OK onto Cybertil, and the refund is complete. This short video is to highlight what happens within the system when a card payment is declined. Once the products are in the basket, the operator then presses Go to Tender. They then select Chip and PIN, and the payment processing screen then appears. The operator then selects OK to start the payment, and the customer is then prompted to insert their card into the chip and PIN machine. Once inserted, they are then prompted to enter their PIN into the chip and PIN machine. If the card is declined, it clearly highlights on the payment processing screen that the card has been declined. The operator then presses OK to complete the transaction, and the customer is prompted to remove their card from the chip and PIN machine. This then closes the payment processing screen. In Cybertil, there is a pop-up screen that appears stating card transaction failed. The operator presses OK, and then they can ask the customer for a different method of payment.